Hello everyone and welcome to another Packard Bell PC video. I'm pleased to say that I have some great news. I've managed to find a front panel for this PC. This will be a quick video where I go into how the front panel was found, followed by the process of applying it to the front of the PC. Hope you enjoy. So if you're familiar with my series on restoring and experimenting with this old PC, you may know that its front panel has always been missing. This is because the panel got damaged by accident and had to be thrown away nearly a decade ago. You may also remember that I tried ordering a replacement front panel from a website called IT in Stock last summer. Regardless of the panel having inaccurate stickers and an older logo, it almost certainly would have fit on the Packard Bell PC I have here. But sadly, after placing an order, I was told the next day that the company did not have any of those front panels in stock, and the listing had not been updated in a while to state this, and then the listing disappeared, never to be seen again. I did discover another listing on the Microdream website, and although the panel was a different colour, it was also the same shape. But unfortunately, while this listing is still available at the time of making this video, the company has not had any of these front panels in stock for months, possibly even years. However, out of nowhere, as I was randomly searching for Packard Bell related stuff on eBay a couple of weeks ago out of sheer boredom, this listing appeared at the top of the search results, a Packard Bell iMedia Desktop PC from 2004. This immediately caught my attention as I'd never seen one of these for sale on eBay before, and even better, it was just £25. The PC was listed for spares and repairs as the hard drive had been removed, but judging by the description, it seemed like everything else was still inside the PC. This was perfect, as in theory I could just take the front panel off this PC and put it on the Packard Bell iConnect PC that I already have, which would finally make it feel complete after all this time. As a bonus, this would also give me another old system to mess around with. So I immediately placed an order and ended up waiting over a week for it to arrive due to the Easter holidays. But here it is. This is the Packard Bell iMedia MC9094, which came bundled with Windows XP Media Center Edition and cost £1,000 when it was released in 2004. Wow. Here are the system specs for those interested. If not, feel free to skip the next 5 seconds. Before doing anything about the front panel, I wanted to see what the PC looked like inside. The seller did mention it was dusty and showed signs of age, which is reasonable considering it's 21 years old. I could also see signs of dust around the expansion cards. So I began unscrewing the side panel to look inside. However, when I pulled the panel off the case, everything went downhill. Literally. Oh my god. Yes. That was the sound of the CPU cooler detaching from the motherboard and falling into the bottom of the case. And even worse, the Pentium 4 processor was still attached to the cooler, meaning it had been forced out of its socket, damaging some of its pins. That was not nice to see. And naturally there was lots of dust everywhere inside the PC, the worst of it being clogged in the power supply fan and the stupidly big funnel thing attached to the CPU cooler. In slightly better news though, I did notice that the motherboard had the original AMD Radeon 9200 graphics card still attached, along with 2GB of PC3200 DDR RAM installed. Oh, and I also had to reattach one of those RAM modules as it had been knocked out of its slot. I think it's safe to guess that the delivery drivers may not have been very sensible with handling the package this PC was being transported in, and despite the seller packing the PC very well, something must have happened during transport. Maybe the parcel was just thrown into the van. No idea, but whatever happened had caused the CPU cooler to detach from the motherboard, forcing the processor out of its socket. I decided to not worry about the damage for now and just proceeded to remove the front panel from the PC and apply it to the working Packard Bell iConnect PC. Removing the front panel simply involved carefully pinching these plastic clips here, which are located at the bottom, middle and top sections of the panel. And after a minute, the panel was detached from the case with all the clips still intact. Now I have 2 ugly Packard Bell desktops, nice. I did notice some tape was stuck to the panel, so I just removed it. Thankfully it didn't leave any residue. I got the iConnect PC onto the desk, removed its side panels, and started aligning the clips on the front panel with the respective holes in the case. And there we go. The Packard Bell iConnect 4048 finally has a front panel again. I know it isn't the same colour as the original, and it has inaccurate stickers on it, but I don't care. This is still much better than having no front panel at all. For good measure, let's plug it in and power it on. Oh yes, It just looks so much more natural. I'm definitely happy with that. Yeah, the top of it is still like teal coloured, but it's not too bad because it goes with the keyboard and the mouse. I'm just going to get an appropriate theme set. I know the resolution's not the best, but oh well. No. There we go. Silver, just to go with the silver aesthetic, I guess. I don't know. And regarding the CPU cooler situation with the iMedia PC, well, I'm going to need to buy another Pentium 4 processor. The original one is destroyed due to bent pins, and no, trying to bend them back did not help as the processor no longer fits in the socket. I am hoping that the socket is not damaged, and maybe ordering a replacement Pentium 4 processor might work, as long as the motherboard isn't damaged in any way. Before ending this video, one more thing I wanted to do after applying the front panel was to replace the bit of metal covering the drive bay. I quickly came across an eBay seller offering 3D printed 5.25 inch drive bay covers, available in any colour upon request, for just £5. I ordered one in black as I thought that would fit nicely with the front panel. A few days later it was delivered, and here it is. Looks good, I think. Let's remove the old drive bay cover and put in the new 3D printed one. It was a bit difficult to get the cover clipped in, but after a second it was firmly attached to the front of the case. I think it looks quite nice, however in certain lighting you can tell it was 3D printed, but that doesn't really bother me. I much prefer this over the piece of metal that was in its place before. And of course the optical and floppy drives are different colours, but again I'm fine with leaving them the way they are for the time being. Well, that is all for now. I'm happy that the Packard Bell iConnect Desktop PC now has a front panel, albeit the wrong one, but still far better than nothing. And if I do eventually come across a front panel with the correct colours, then I may consider buying it. I will also see what I can do with getting the iMedia PC working. I've already got the dust cleaned out of the case, and I've bought a replacement Pentium 4 processor for just £7.50. If you're interested, be sure to look out for future updates on this PC. Thanks for watching. In case you've missed my previous videos in this series, please check out the playlist shown on screen.